Hello, good morning. How are you?
It's fine. How are you?
I am well, thank you. Jeannie, can you pronounce your last name, please?
It's Jennice Delashaw.
Delashaw, Jennice Delashaw. Well, welcome and happy pre-Mother's Day. You were a mother in ag that we selected to be a special guest on our talk show, our Women in Ag Wednesday talk show. And we would love for you to just kind of give your background of how you're a woman in ag or a mother in ag.
Okay. I started a farm in Wewoka. It is a second generation farm from my parents. And I started with Tyson, and I ended up evolving into a pastured pig operation independent. So I raise heritage pork on my farm, and my end product is given to either retailers or mercantiles throughout the city.
Wow, nice. So when you say retailers, what do you mean by that?
I retail in the metro. I have a partner. She's a beef partner, and she takes my pork to all the farmers markets, and
Nice.
and she delivers them, and she goes to usually 4 to 5 farmers markets during the week. And so I have approximately 80 herd I rank them from start to finish.
Now, did I hear you correctly say you have 88 herd of pigs? And your pig variety is, what is the Heritage Park? Is that the
Heritage Pork? I have a Duroc Cross, Iowa Swabian Hall, and Berkshire. And I breed them and I start them from start to finish. So I process them in Claremore. I am an advocate I just finished a grant for farm to school, and Tuttle School participated in this, and they purchased for breakfast sausage.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's grown quite a bit from when I became independent after Tyson. I wasn't able to utilize the buildings as well. It wasn't a good fit for me. So I decided, I had seen the Nyman protocol and their business model, and I thought maybe I could do that here in Wewoka. So I have 200 acres, and I try to rotate the pastures. I am utilizing someone from Women in Ag, and she helps me get different products where they can come out to my farm. And I have Bluebell ice cream that's delivered, and I utilize that milk for my pigs.
Oh, nice. When you say someone from Women in Ag, well, you don't have to reveal the name, but that is just nice to know that you have a Women in Ag person that is helping you. And you said Bluebell literally delivered milk to you to give the pigs.
Well, they would actually, it's resourcing it so it won't go into the to the landfills. So she repurposes a lot of products, and that's one of the products that she repurposes. So that keeps that out of the land.
Wow. And all of you that are listening, when she said Wewoka, and just in case the audience don't know, because you are actually going to be viewed all over the world. We are the largest minority. When I say minority, that includes women in that minority pool. Women or minority nonprofit agriculture organization now in the world. So you will be highlighted what you're doing in the agriculture industry from my little hometown. And where I was born and raised. I believe your farm is right up the road, as we say, from my family farm that still run beef cattle. Am I correct? The Roberts family?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
I'm so thankful that we are now able to.
I tried to pasture so I can my goal is to do regenerative grazing practices so I can be able to utilize the whole farm and that replenishes the soil.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, as far as, are you an LLC? Are you a nonprofit? I want to kind of see how we can also assist you with some USDA resources or just foundation resources.
Yes, I try to utilize a lot of USDA resources, and that's how Tuttle found me. I'm trying to utilize WeWoka to try to do the same practice. And there's a lot of programs out there that a lot of people really don't know that's there, and that's what helps me by trying to keep in touch with FSA and NRCS.
Yay. Okay, that's great. So you all hear that she actually utilizes the USDA, I call them the 1 and 2 programs, because those are the first 2 programs that when you get, I guess, certified, if you will, or you get the Farm ID number through Farm Service Agencies, FSA, you're able to transition to NRCS, who also helps you with a free conservation plan and gets you on your way to actually be able to utilize or get in the USDA system to be able to utilize some of those great services. Am I correct?
And I think that with the pastured pork, since it's being utilized in new programs, there's not as many programs for that as for like a calving operation or such, because
Right.
they don't recognize it as a good profit at this point. But
as far as the pork industry.
The pork industry isn't very helpful because a lot of them are still in the commercial realm. And that's why I decided to go through every channel I could. I just take all the resources I can. I keep in touch, just like with the Farm to School grant. The children, I believe, are going to be utilizing some ground pork in the next venue of using the Farm to School grant. And I think more schools need to know about this, because this also encourages the farmers to use their end product, where normally a lot of farmers aren't able to know where to sell or, resell their product, especially for pork, because pork is a smaller industry.
Most definitely, most definitely. So Farm to School, is it that the school actually got the grant and then wrote you in the grant to be able to sell to them? Am I correct?
Exactly right.
Exactly. Okay, so right. Wewoka High School or Wewoka Public School System was able to get the grant and be able to write you in, or how did that work for you?
Well, Tuttle reached out to me first because I signed up for it. Okay. And so Tuttle reached out to me, and I'm hoping that Wewoka will be soon following. And I use all local processors as close to me as I can. Pork is a little different because beef is widely utilized in a lot of the processors, but not pork so much. I process now at Walk Brothers in Claremore, and that's a long drive, but they have a great product, and their everything about them is high end, and so it showcases my product a lot more.
So where is that in Claremore again?
Walk Brothers is in Claremore, WALKE. And I used H&L Custom Processing, which is a new place in Colgate, for the Farm to School, and they were also good. They're a relatively new processor. I think that's the most daunting task, is trying to find the best fit for the processor, because you want it to showcase our end product. And Walk Brothers is now doing a private labels. I have my labels on all my pork. And I have Paseo uses my Flora Bodego, uses my pork. Community Conscious Co-op uses my pork. Arcadia Farmers Market uses my pork. I have quite a few.
Wow, that is awesome. So you're that mother in ag that every mother should really understand, that women are really staking their claim in the agriculture industry. And that's one reason we wanted this platform to highlight what you're doing. And you're, by the way, you're very unique, like you said, because the pork industry is a lot different than the beef industry when it comes to the meat side of it. Also, you said your pigs are all pasture pigs, so they're not literally going into those little cages, and there's no inhumane, they're like free range.
Sparrow inside in a big pen, but that's just because in the wild, we have quite a few capture something, but they're not in a cage. They're just in a big open pen with hay. And I try to utilize all heritage pork. I'm getting ready to do a Hawaiian luau, a farm to table, to try to showcase the pork. I'm having a gentleman he's a frontier in the pork industry, Carl Blake, and he's coming from the Ozarks to do a big pork roast in Seminole. And nice. I'm utilizing, I used to do catering, so I'm making a lot of the desserts, and we just finished the other partner that has the beef. She just got through doing a farm to table, and it has a venue in Jones. So we're trying to showcase and get our names out there, because it's difficult, and especially on the pork side of it, there's not very many independent pork producers.
Right. And we want to go ahead and pin that right there. What is the name of your actual operation? Because we want people to also donate. And Women in Ag, National Women in Agriculture, will do a donation as well for your event. And I'm saying this nationally or internationally, if you will, to make sure we're supporting what you're doing, because we need more women and mothers like you to get that there's a market and there's an industry and a place for you in the industry, I should say, for you to be able to participate. So if you would go ahead and give your name of your business and how they can get in touch with you to donate.
Okay, Swine Divine, and I'm on public media, on Facebook media. I have a business page, okay. And I also have my other Facebook page, Jennice Delashaw. But my event is scheduled, and it's for June the 10th in Seminole. So I'm trying to keep it as local as I can. All the producers are local for their farming. My partner in has her some of her beef that's going to be there, and she also has some produce. So we're going to be utilizing all of our local events. We're going to try to start using all the local products.
Most definitely. So is there a name of the event that you all have? We know it's all, what's the name of the event?
Hawaiian Luau.
The Hawaiian Luau. I love it. That's going to be in Seminole, which is, maybe 12, 15 miles from Wewoka. So it is, you can't get too much local than that. It's within a 50-mile radius. And I believe that is the actual radius I know that we utilize, that we adopted from the USDA, as far as when you talk about locally grown. You're definitely within that mile range of being totally locally grown. So we would like to, and do you have like a PayPal or a Cash App, or however would you want them to get?
No, that's what it is on my event. I have events scheduled on my business page on Swine Divine. So I'm going to be making all the Hawaiian cheesecakes. I used to have a catering business. Nice. So it's mainly, I'm trying to utilize everything. And the venue is Merrill Manor, and they are right smack dab in the middle of Seminole. And this is probably going to be their first event for this. So I chose to have Carl Blake come out so he could showcase how he does the roast pig. And I'm going to try to do everything local as I can.
Most definitely. Well, we are really excited about that. Would you be like having it like live or streaming live on a platform? Because that'd be a good way also to get your name out there. Just some ideas that I'm throwing out here, because now in the virtual world, that could get more people involved.
Okay. Yes, I would.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you need some help with that as well, again, that's what this organization is about. We can assist with trying to make sure you get some virtual coverage or even some TV coverage because we have some connects there too. So we will be reaching out to one of our colleagues that's with channel, what is it, channel 5 or channel 9? Channel 5, to see if possibly she could get someone down there to cover that also on TV. I think this is
I also want to check that FSA and Zach Duchenau has been one of the biggest proponents of my operation. He has
really
helped the entire through the entire series of me getting to where I am now, and
awesome.
it's amazing how much FSA is extremely interested in trying to get pastured pork in the state of.
Hey, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to try to also get NRCS just as involved because, again, that's one of our main partners as well. We partner with FSA, Farm Service Agency, as well as NRCS, Natural Resource Conservation Services. And if anyone go out to USDA website and hit FSA, Women in Agriculture, we're their organization that pops up first as their main partner. So I am so thankful that, you're right there with my family farm connected and from my hometown that they are doing what their mission says and you're a living witness. I also want to connect you. Are you familiar with the Kirkpatrick Foundation?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Well, I am going to work diligently because you would be a great fit because they have a true platform. I have to be very careful the way I word things, but they have a platform for pigs. And when I say that, those are pigs, they're into inhumane treatment of pigs. And they have a whole platform. They're trying to make sure that the actual restriction of pigs in like little cages from giving birth to the pigs and then going right back into the cages and standing there through their whole lifespan.
That is the most important part of my operation is that I have involved the CAFO buildings into housing the milk solids from Bluebell. And so that all my buildings are empty. That one holds the milk. And then I just have the babies in big pens. So because we're in the wild and it's really
I know exactly where you are. Where I was born and raised. I know exactly.
Mm-hmm,
you're really rural, so, and I know for a fact there are a lot of. I'm sorry, I was talking. What did you say?
One of my most difficult hurdles because I have to do hog panel and then I have to do electric fencing in front of it. So we have a lot of feral pig population. And so I've done my best to try to prevent and keep safety for my pigs. And I think that I've repurposed my hog into something that probably no one would have ever thought to do.
Oh, hon, you are
the fact that it has turned something that I don't profit off of anymore into something that I'm utilizing daily. And
I definitely
there is no more. I never spread chemicals. I do everything naturally. By moving the pigs from field to field, they clean up the field and it regenerates itself again.
Jennice, Miss Jennice, your camera on my side is black. And then also, I'm getting a lot of feedback. If there's someone in the room, they need to turn something off because I'm getting.
I have the worst service here. That's the problem, I think.
Oh, I understand. When I'm in my family farm, I have to go on field to get some reception.
I'm trying to turn up the mic. Hold on a second. Can you hear it better now?
I hear you fine. But I'm getting feedback.
Okay. I'm trying to stay in a better spot here. Let me see.
And then I don't see you at all.
I'm on my I'm on the mic.
think we may have lost her, you all. God, this is very interesting. As you can see, you all, we are doing the Mothers in Ag segment for the entire month of May. We started off with an actual seed from the mothers, with the youth actual farmer or new and beginning farmer, if you will, that we have a young lady out of North Carolina. That was our first week. The second week, we brought you an agribusiness / international mother in ag, who is now with National Women in Agriculture and works here at our headquarters. And she also has brought on her daughters to assist in the agriculture industry. And now we have Miss Jennice Delashaw that's here talking to us about pigs. So she has free range pigs, and she's working with Bluebell. Everybody knows about the yummy Bluebell ice cream, as well as she has sending her pork to a locally processing plants that's there within a 50-mile radius. Then she's also going to do a Hawaiian luau and bringing in someone from out of state to introduce other people in the rural area to the pork industry and just to the different agriculture aspects of locally grown foods, where there will be farmers. This is going to be on June 10th. Juneteenth, that's kind of starting off Juneteenth, right? So June 10th in Seminole, Oklahoma, they're having a Hawaiian luau, and it's featuring locally grown foods, where we'll have people there with locally grown vegetables. She is actually spearheading also in the rural area, farm to school. She's utilizing USDA programs to the fullest. She gives big shout outs to FSA, Farm Service Agency, who she says has helped her tremendously on her start and her sustainability, which is most important, especially being a woman and a woman mother in ag. We need these resources with the USDA. We're blessed to be partnered and to see a woman farmer being able to actually access those resources on a rural level and now rolling them out internationally. Because as you know, with National Women in Agriculture, we actually have chapters all over the world. We're so excited that we were recently named the largest minority nonprofit agriculture, that is, organization in the world, and now have the Netherlands coming on, India, several other international chapters, because we are preparing for the first International Women in Agriculture Conference ever in the world's history that will be held in Africa in February of 2024. Also, we're preparing to salute our mothers and our sheroes, if you will, veteran women in agriculture. That event will be held on July 6th and 7th in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Russell Center in the downtown area of Atlanta, Georgia. And that, again, that Veteran Women in Ag event is our second annual event. You heard it right. National Women in Agriculture has been the only international or just national or agriculture organization that reached out and made sure we highlighted our sheroes that was also helped serve and keep us all safe and healthy in the United States. So we will be celebrating them, veteran women in agriculture, on July 6th and 7th in Atlanta, Georgia. That, you all, I'm sorry, Miss Jennice is, there she is. Okay, she's in the rural area, so you guys have to forgive and help us get some better resources out there to our mothers in ag that's in the rural area. We need to get some more towers and things out there to help you. You want to go ahead and tell us some more about what you were talking about from farm to school, talking about your event, your pigs. I wanted you to speak especially about what you do, how you did a multi-purpose. Miss Jennice, can you hear me? I can't hear her, Jack. We can't hear you. I am so sorry, Miss Jennice. What I will do is, like I said, I will try to make sure we reach out to our local news station as well as others in the rural area to try to also help you all with some internet services, because I see that you're there, but we're not able to hear you. You want to say something or try? Is your speaker on? I can't hear you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and log off. And Miss Jennice, I am going to have my assistant put your contact information up on the screen so other mothers in ag can reach you and be empowered, and hopefully you get something going on so you can also be a resource, if you will, to help others connect to USDA programs through the pork industry if they're interested in being in any aspect of agriculture, from growing food to raising animals for food consumption. You all please reach out to Miss Jennice to hear how her journey has been, and especially coming from the rural area. You see the issue that she's having as far as being connected. I know personally because, as I said, she is literally a neighbor to my family farm where I was born and raised in, where we actually still operate from the 40 acres that was provided to my family through Emancipation Proclamation. So with that, I'm going to end our actual segment for the month of May for Mothers in Ag. You all need to get in contact with Miss Jennice Delashaw, who is in the Seminole County, Oklahoma area, who actually raises free-range pigs, pork. So she's into the pork industry. She's actually working with Bluebell Ice Cream, locally grown farmers, farm to table with the school with the USDA program, and she utilizes all of these resources coming from the USDA. So as I always tell you all, including all mothers, and especially the next generation, please understand that it's a great day in ag to make that bag. So you have a blessed day, and take it. You please just put Ms. Delashaw contact information. Okay, so she's going to work on that, and we're going to push that out a little different in a different way. Again, you guys, if you want to get in contact with us, you want to be on our show, you can contact us at nwiaa.org. She pops back on. Still can't hear you. We're going to go ahead and log off, Ms. Delashaw. I have given a big shout out to you. And what we will do is make sure people will reach out to you directly. And I will be sending an actual donation for your event. Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay. I just switched to my phone so it would be better. I just have the worst cellular service out here. I can't describe it. But
yeah, I understand. That's some of the issues we have as far as being rural producers for America, and it needs to get better. So can you talk to us about, you were talking about the multi-purpose you have there on your farm. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
I didn't hear that last part.
The multi-purpose, how you're like one of the only people that has actually turned your farm into a multi-purpose, and where the pigs are able to basically be a free range. But of course, you said you have to keep them protected, because I know for a fact there are a lot of wild animals in your area, including wild pigs, boars. There's a lot of things that's out there, and you want to protect them. But you said you also use like some facility there on your property to store the milk or something to that effect.
And I also, by using the free range and moving from field to field, it creates marbling in the pigs, and the pork is completely different than supermarket pork. It's dark red and marbled, and it's not anything like pork that you're going to see in the store. And that's why a lot of the farmers markets, Gloria Bodega and Paseo, Arcadia farmers markets, that's why it's utilized so much, is because it's a different type of pork. It's a pork that when you put it on the grill or you fry your bacon, it is not like pork. And these pigs produce an immense amount of marbling, nothing like the pork in the supermarkets.
Are you saying that's from the milk that you give them?
Well, and I also give them produce.
Oh, wow.
And I give them grain. But it's because they're free to roam. They're not in a cage. So they're able to walk around. They dig up the roots. That's what pigs do. They
Right.
go and root, and that's what enables them to. It creates a marbling like no other, and that's my biggest market is the people that usually buy a hat retail, and then I sell hats and holes, and so that is a good fit too for families trying to save money.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I take to the market and deliver them, and the processor will um, hang it by the hanging weight is how I sell that.
Okay. Wow. So if I'm hearing you correctly, the texture and the quality of the meat comes from the pig not being stressed in those cages.
It's totally different because they're able to walk around, and it's a different product. It's not your white pork that you see in the stores. These
Mhm.
are a dark marbled red, and it's just tender. There's no other description about it. That's why my repeat customers come back, is because of the pork quality. And my genetics. I'm only using heirloom genetics, Durox, Berkshire, and I utilized a genetic company from Nebraska to start the Durox, and he's probably an 80-year-old company that's just for restaurant quality.
I am so glad we're able to talk to you because again, I definitely want to connect you with one of our partners that is here locally, but they're a huge foundation, Kirkpatrick, because they are a big advocate and like I said, have a great platform for what you're doing with in the pork industry to make sure that we're getting good quality food as well as we're not being inhumane to our animals. So I think this will be a great way to connect you with them as well as they have resources also for farmers. So I love when we're able to like things kind of like well when they line up, we know that we're in alignment with the purpose of what we're trying to do here with locally grown food. Can you talk to us a little bit and then bring some information about the USDA as far as with FSA? What specific program do you participate in that really assists you with your operation?
The problem, the only problem I have with FSA is that by being a new pastured pork operation,
Mhm.
um, utilizing some of their conservation practices isn't really utilized because it's mainly for cattle. And
Oh, you're talking
what
about
I'm
NRCS.
needing,
Yes.
excuse me?
You're speaking of NRCS. FSA is where you get loans and crop insurance and things to that nature. So NRCS is who's really been helping you with cross pasturing and all that. Am I correct?
I use both of them,
Okay.
but FSA has been an extreme help.
Okay.
Zach has gone through the whole program with me, and if it wasn't for Zach and Clay Combs, I probably wouldn't have gotten this far.
Awesome. Were you able to get a farm loan? Is that how you were able to like get everything going the way you wanted it?
I was able to do to get some recovery on the Inflation
Oh, good for
Reduction
you.
Act when that
Yeah.
went through, and they took a personal step to getting that done. So now I am no longer, all the 200 acres is debt free, and that's where I'm trying
Wow.
to stay. That's
Yes,
where I'm trying
ma'am.
to
That
stay
is
right
a
now,
lot.
is
That's
trying to
like
keep all of
a whole
my.
sale.
Mhm.
So it's the Inflation Act that you were able to
That's
get debt
that's the
free
whole
through the
key right there. I really do
awesome.
want. I
We lost you again. And with
and I
that,
apologize
I'm
for
gonna
the. I'm
are you
sorry. I apologize for the
oh
horrible
no,
reception, and
no.
it's
You
a
can't
cloudy.
help it.
It's a cloudy day, so that makes it worse.
Yes, ma'am. We're going to go ahead and end right there, but we are glad to hear that USDA Farm Service Agency and NRCS, Natural Resource Conservation Services, are out there helping you. And I am going to tell all of you You heard it live from National Women in Agriculture from Miss Jennice Delashaw, where she was able to get some Inflation Act funding to help her become debt free as a mother in ag. And she has a thriving business now with the pork industry in a rural area. So that to me is like so rewarding to hear for you. But we will also, Miss Jennice, I hope you don't get bombarded with different people contacting you, but we want you also, all of you out there, to help donate to Miss Delashaw so she will say, and we could sustain her in different ways. Also, Miss Delashaw, I'm going to talk to you hopefully about just starting a chapter in your area so you can go for some grants up under the umbrella as your own chapter.
That would be great.
In the pig industry.
And what I'd like to do, because my daughter is going to be the next generation, she helps me on my farm.
Listen to
So
that mother.
myself and my daughter.
Yes, that's what I'm talking. Sustaining. You see that mother, she's sustaining for the next generation. So see, Mom, we birth the babies now. We groom them and raise them, and now we're bringing them back into the agriculture industry. And only a woman can do that from start to finish, literally. So again, we thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much.